Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanishing Gongland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 379, season 16. Today's date is November 3rd, 2024, and welcome to the program. Yes, another podcast episode. On today's program, I'm going to talk about the 60th anniversary of another TV animated series that I loved watching when I was growing up, the Potamus show. Oh, I loved it. I loved that cartoon. So I'll talk about its history, my memories of watching that. Also, I will talk about a restaurant, actually a seafood restaurant. It's been long gone, but a lot of people may remember it, maybe not. It was called Ireland's Oyster House Restaurant, and it was located in the River North area of Chicago. And of course, I have a menu, and I'll read that. I'll read the items on that. They're scattered all over the internet, so you'll understand. Okay, before I get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by another fan favorite, Marathon Bar. Yes, the Marathon candy bar that we all miss. And this commercial is from I forgot when it's from. Well, when I come back, I'll tell you the date. It's the mid-70s. Okay. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
I am Quick Claude. I do everything fast.
Marathon John, you can't eat a Marathon candy bar fast, Quick Claude. It lasts a good long time.
I show you. Milk chocolate, delicious caramel, and chewy.
Told you, nobody eats a Marathon bar quick, Claude.
Marathon lasts a good long time.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Marathon Bar. That commercial was from 1975. I'm sorry I failed to mention that earlier in the program. It was introduced in 1973 by the Mars Company. And it's a long, twisty, pretzel-like candy bar. And it's delicious. It was delicious. And very lengthy. What was so memorable about that was the commercials, and that one you just heard was Marathon John, portrayed by Patrick Wayne. He was John Wayne's son. He's still alive, as far as I know. And his name was Marathon John, and he confronted Quick Claude, and Quick Claude went, and he came changing clothes. It took off his clothes. So another brand that's similar to that is Cadbury's Curly Whirly. I think it's still there, but that's in the United Kingdom, like England, and also Australia. There's also a Marathon bar, I believe, but it's like Snickers, and I think that's in Australia. I believe it's like that. My memories of that were wonderful. I think I talked about this in a previous podcast. On a previous podcast episode a long time ago. So I enjoyed that candy bar. I remember times it would melt because it's hot outside and get all sticky, and you have to remove it. Then it's like gooey, but it's delicious, and I licked it all off into the wrapper. So it discontinued in 1981. People keep clamoring for it to return. Now, I don't see that happening, but hopefully it will, because but it's bad for your teeth, and dentists would be happy about that. I love the bar. I love the candy bar. I really did. It was delicious, Just it's another discontinued candy bar from the past. Okay. All right, in the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the Potamus show. That was a TV animated series from Hanna-Barbera, and it's its 60th anniversary. Also, I'll talk about the Ireland's Oyster House restaurant. Before I get started, Halloween was last Friday. Yeah, so we didn't have many kids. The only candy we bought was $100,000. They call it $100,000 grand. We used to call it $100,000 bar in the 70s. I used to love that. Still tastes the same. It's delicious. I had two. It's just two. One, and then I had one the next day. So I'm trying to avoid the sugar. So I'm enjoying Halloween a little bit more, when you get older. I love to see the kids get dressed up. Oh, it's beautiful. I loved it. It was nice. Very nice. As for my health, I have news about that, but I will not reveal it until tomorrow when I go see the oncologist because I'm having some issues. So I don't want to post it on Facebook until I'm absolutely sure. I said this before, but we'll see what happens. So I am worried. I'm scared, and I'm upset about that. I'm not a quitter. I'm going to fight it. But I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be okay. I hope so because my doctor's told me you're in good hands. Anything happens, you'll be fine. There's always like that. I don't think you'll die soon or like that. I don't think so. It's just you're going to have complications from the rest of your life. Oh, joy. So I love that. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. And I'm praying. I need your prayers too. That will help. Okay. And I will keep you posted. I will find out tomorrow if it's good news or bad news. I will post it and hopefully it'll be good news. Okay. Right now I'm going to talk about Potamus. He is one of my favorite Hanna-Barbera characters. There were others. There were a lot of them. Scooby-Doo was one. What's another one I like? I like the Wacky Races, with Dick Dastardly and Muttley. I loved him. He was funny. The Flintstones, the best. I love the Flintstones. Oh, there are clips on Reels on Facebook and also on TikTok. I watch them all the time. Takes me back. I have them on DVD. I haven't seen the DVD yet. I've been busy. I bet it looks gorgeous, but it's a timeless classic. I love it. It's hilarious. Well, not timeless, but things have changed. But it was wonderful. So anyway, so Potamus was one of my favorites, and so I'll give you a history of that. So, Potamus debuted on September 16th, in 1964. I think it premiered on ABC or syndication or something, but I think, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. There's like a discrepancy. So anyway, it starred Potamus. He was a hippopotamus. He was purple. Of course. And the show was divided in 3 segments. One was him, and the other one was Breezely and Sneezely, and the other one was Yippee, Yappy, and Yahooey. So I love that. And it premiered in 1964, but then it got picked up by ABC, on Channel 7 in January 1966. And it ran in Sunday mornings with Magilla Gorilla. And then they moved that. And so the show was sponsored by Ideal Toys. You remember Ideal Toys? Famous for Toss Across, Haunted House, Kerplunk. Remember that? I should do a Kerplunk show. Anyway, so the premise of the show was he was in a flying balloon with his pal So-So, and So-So was a monkey, and they had like a time machine. And I remember in the time machine they twirl around something. I don't know what it's called. I'll find out what it is, and then they go back in time to different eras of the world, like that. And let's see. So they ran into a lot of historical people, like for example, maybe Captain Bligh. What else? Yeah, I'm trying to think what else they ran into. Sometimes notable people, like King Arthur, or I don't remember the episodes. It's been a long time since I watched it. I have it on DVD. I guess I'm watching it again. And sometimes they would get into a lot of trouble. They met villains, like bad guys, like in westerns or medieval times. Or maybe the future. I think they did. Also, monsters like ogres, dragons, mean dogs, you name it. And towards the end of the show, he had a secret weapon. Oh, we know what the weapon was. It was his hippo hurricane holler. I'll try to do that. And he would just inhale very deeply, and then let all the air out, so he'll go like that. I look forward to it. Every time I watch this cartoon, I can't wait. And he just blew everything all over the place. It's hilarious. It's wonderful. When you mention Peter Potamus, that's what people remembered. It's the hippo hurricane holler. It's ingenious. Whoever thought of that? Oh, that's hilarious. It's great like that. So, yeah. So the other cartoons were Breezely and Sneezely, and also Yippee Yappy and Yahooey, and they were fun to watch like that. Let's see what else. The voices of the characters, I'll bring them up in 1 second. I'll tell you. Okay. Was Dawes Butler. He did Huckleberry Hound. Don Messick did So-So. Okay. He did that. And there were others, the usual, like Hal Smith, Otis the Drunk, Mandy Griffith, John Stevenson. He did Mr. Slate on the Flintstones. Also Howard Morris, by Rafe Hollister from the Andy Griffith Show, and others like that. So that's what I meant like that. So, but that was not the first time I watched the show. The first time I watched the show was in syndication on Channel 32, WFLD TV in the mid-'70s. I used to come home and watch it, and there was Magilla Gorilla and Peter Potamus, and the three segments like Magilla Gorilla, Pumpkin Puss and Mushmouse, and Ricochet Rabbit and Droop Along Coyote. Also, and then on Peter Potamus was, of course, I said it before, Peter Potamus, Breezely and Sneezely, and Yippee Yappy and Yahoo. And I think they alternate each day like that. It was on like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and that. And it's hilarious. Me and my brothers loved that show, and so did the kids in the neighborhood and at school and high school. Still watched it. I remember one time when I was at Bogan High School, maybe I was in detention or something, and there was this kid and he did it in the back. And I died. I lost it. I was laughing so hard like that. So he was quite memorable like that. So the DVD's available if you like to purchase it. I mean, they showed it on Boomerang. Now it's, I hope MeToons shows it, on the new cable channel from MeTV. I hope so. It's been syndicated a lot. It's been repeated. So I love the cartoon. It's just, what can I say? I loved it. All right, so here is the opening of Peter Potamus. It's not like the opening we used to watch when we were kids. It was when it was originally aired. So I'm going to play that. So I'll play that. And then when I come back, I'm going to talk about Ireland's Oyster House restaurant. Okay. So here we go. So here is from 1964, the opening of the Peter Potamus show. And I'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
He's been everywhere, flying through the air. He is everyone's friend. He will always land, just to lend a hand. He's a friend to the end. Peter Potamus has a charm he could never conceal. It's time to meet Peter Potamus, our ideal. Look out! Watch it! Yes, it's time to meet Peter Potamus.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the opening of the Peter Potamus show. You know what I should have done? I should have put the Hippo Hurricane Holler. No, I can't. I'd be dying laughing all day long. I'm sorry. So like I said, it was one of my favorite cartoons. The best. Okay. Right now, I'm going to talk about Ireland's Oyster House restaurant. This was a big deal back then. The restaurant, that is, and it was one of the largest seafood restaurants at the time in Chicago, like in the early 20th century, like that. And of course, it served seafood, not my favorite type of food. So, but people loved it, back then. So I'll give you a history of that, and I have a menu, and I looked at the menu the other day, and it looked pretty good. There were some things I could eat. Other things, no. It's just like that. But, if you love seafood, fine. It's up your alley. All right, so here we go. I don't know if this is true or not. So the original Ireland Oyster House, it used to be called J.H. Ireland Grill. And the man's name was, of course, Jim Ireland, and he opened it in 1906, and it was located at 632 North Clark Street. According to the menus, it's like 632, 634, 636, 638. Well, you get the idea. It's like that. And he expanded the property over 2 decades, adding the Lobster Grotto, a marine room, and also a banquet hall modeled after the saloon of a passenger ship. Okay. According to legends, two legends, that is, John Dillinger, the gangster, the infamous one, the one that got gunned down in front of the Biograph Theater, he often dined there. And he liked frog legs. Who knew? Could be true. Also, there was the famous attorney Clarence Darrow, and he ate a victory dinner at the restaurant at the end of the famous Leopold and Loeb murders that happened in the 20s. That's an interesting subject. I might talk about that someday. And so I tried to find more information about this. So here we go. I will explain. And so it started very small. Then his son took over. His name was Clem. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know. And he was a good host. And his wife Agnes, they opened it and made you feel right at home. That's what restaurants should be. That's nice. That is nice, like that. And they got famous chefs, and famous people dine there, even from the Chicago Tribune, the Chicago Sun-Times, maybe TV personalities. I'm sure politicians dine there, like Mayor Daley or the governors, all through the years and all that. So, and so that was a really hot spot. It really was like that. So, I wish I went there. I would get an idea what it's like. So, and the phone number at the time was DE72020. Imagine that. Yeah, that was the prefixes that before, you get the idea what the telephone's numbers were. Anyway, so I have a menu right here, so I'm going to read off that really quickly. Just bear with me. So here we go. The first item was a sea breeze platter, and also more famous 400 shore dinners. You get, side orders, cottage cheese, French, salads, clam chowder, turtle soup. Yeah, they had turtle soup, crab meat gumbo. They had like that. Okay, and so they had either whole broiled baby lobster or Maine lobster a la Newburg. So it's lobster Newburg. I remember that. Those poor baby lobsters. I feel so sad. Lobster shore dinners they had, of course, Maine chicken lobster tails, broiled or sautéed, lobster in casserole, stuffed half lobsters, lobster thermidor. That sounds good with some cheese in it stuff. Half lobster a la Ireland. That's with pimentos, green peppers, cream sauce. I don't like peppers, so or pimentos. That's too hot, too spicy. Of course, they had lobster Newburg and king size imported lobster tail, and it was over 1 pound. And deviled lobster tail. I think it's like maybe with paprika. It could be. Also, they had combination seafood dinners, seafood platter, with lobsters or scallops or fillet of haddock and shrimp. Southern special with fried crab meat, etc. Another item was South Pacific Sailor. So that sounds good. Mariner's Delight. That's like lobster, shrimp, and crab meat and a special ale flavored sauce. And a combination of food, casserole a la Newburg, lobster, scallops, crab meat, shrimp. You got that. Your side orders were coleslaw, chef salad, dressings, French or 1,000 Island, only 2. Pickled beets, fresh vegetables, Bailey, French fries, julienne potatoes, potatoes au gratin, Lyonnaise potatoes, yeah. Fruit, ice cream. They have desserts, thank God. Choice of cheese, they had Jell-O, cheesecake, and a la carte dessert list. So maybe they brought them in. They also had, they had banquet rooms like that. So that was fine. Okay. Next up, they had, they had swordfish. I had swordfish once. It wasn't bad like that. They had complete seafood dinners. Your choice, a assorted relish tray, like for example, shrimp cocktail, crab meat cocktail, herring Amsterdam with sour cream. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that is. Clam chowder, fish chowder, turtle soup, and choice to drink, tomato juice, pineapple juice, crab meat gumbo, and cottage cheese, like that. Also, freshwater fish. They had fillet of perch or whole perch, if you like. Now, that's one fish I do like. My mom makes that. It's not bad. Walleye pike from Canada. You can have it fricasseed or Creole. Lake trout from Michigan. Grilled lake trout béarnaise with béarnaise sauce. And Rocky Mountain trout from Idaho. Excuse me. And it's like a truly delicate fish sauté with béarnaise sauce and bacon. Okay. And then the other one was white fish from Lake Superior, frog legs. It says here I can't pronounce it, either fried, and I can't pronounce the other words because my French is bad. Also, they have flounder, mackerel from New England, halibut steak from Oregon, flounder from Cape Cod, mackerel from New England, salmon steak from Washington, sea bass from Virginia, North Atlantic codfish, swordfish, I mentioned that, Finny and Hattie from Maine, turtle steak from Key West. They had red snapper from Florida. A lot of people like that. Dover sole from Denmark, pompano from Florida, and soft shell crabs. Okay. And the shellfish they had was Alaskan crab legs, large Indian shrimp. You can have it broiled or pan fried, crab meat, any way you want. Devil crab, it's like a touch of mustard. I thought it would be paprika, like with deviled eggs, but it's not. Also, shrimp from the Gulf of Mexico. You can have it any way you want it. French fried, butterfly style, with tartar sauce, a la Ireland, with Dijon sauce like that. Creole sauce from that's served in New Orleans. And also curried shrimp with rice madras. Sounds like Indian food. Also wrapped in bacon like that. Also, they had scallops. And they serve it with French fries, tartar sauce, and also wrapped in bacon, mushroom sauce, made to order, and any way you like that. And I mentioned the desserts and the drinks and all that. So that's good. Oh, they also had pickled Brussels sprouts. I don't know if people like that. And it says there on the bottom of the menu, please remember that all our seafood is cooked to order and requires 15 to 20 minutes to be prepared properly. Oh, okay, good. And at the time they had free parking like that. So, and they had souvenirs in the back, or you want to buy a souvenir. Okay, that sounds like fun. Okay. Now, the restaurant ran for many years. It closed about in the early 90s. I would think maybe Clem Ireland died, or maybe passed away, or he just retired. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know. I should have looked him up. And then it was took over by the Michael Jordan restaurant, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it was. And the Michael Jordan restaurant was there from the 90s, much of the 90s. I remember I worked about a couple blocks from there, in the early 90s, and I used to see that. But at the time, I didn't think it was Ireland's Oyster House. No clue. None. I had no idea. So that was... I think a lot of people remember this place. They really do. And so that's another Chicago institution gone, vanished into vanished Chicagoland, never to be heard again. But I keep it alive through my page. So that's good. Okay. So that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the 1964 TV animated series, The Peter Potamus Show, that aired in syndication. First I forgot to mention this. It first aired in WGN TV. First, yeah. It aired on first, and then, syndication, and then ABC picked it up, and then it went to Channel 32. Yeah, but I'm sorry about that. So it did air on Channel 9 the first time. It premiered on that day. And also the Ireland's Oyster House restaurant in Chicago that was at, I forgot the address. Oh, God. It's 632 North Clark Street in Chicago, in the River North neighborhood. Okay. Sorry for rambling. Yeah, just nervous. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast. If you have those apps on your phone, your iPad, or any device, or your desktop, you can listen. Tap following. You can listen to the latest episode. You'll receive a notification. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, it'll be posted on my blog, www.vanchicagoland.blog. You can click on the link. It'll take you right there. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel. I had a complaint one time. A guy, there was one guy, he says, where's the video? I want to see a video. Well, this is a audio. Okay. I haven't done an audio podcast. Maybe someday I will, but right now I'm doing audio. It's better that way. When I'm recording, I'm doing audio. When I'm recording, I'm doing video and audio. Just to let you know, that's a first you heard. So back to YouTube. People always ask me, "Where's your podcast? Where's your podcast?" You can find it you can do a search engine, type in Van Chicagoland Stories, or my name, Pete Castanis. You can click subscribe. You'll receive a notification. You'll get the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes as you wish. Also, be shared on my social media accounts, Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, Reddit, what else? Blue Sky, and TikTok. Okay. So that was fun. All right. So this is Pete Castanis, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. It's kind of a cloudy day. It's a little chilly. The Bears games is on this Sunday. Last week I told him it was on, but then I made a mistake. No, it's not, because my brother pointed it out. He goes, "No, it's not on." Oh, okay. Sorry. No, it was on. Excuse me. It was on. It was the week before or something. I don't know. I don't keep track. So enjoy that. And then I will do another podcast episode on Tuesday, and I will give you a report on my health as that time. Or you can see it on my social media accounts. Keep fingers crossed. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.